Okay, so with this you would know how a game ends, how a chess game ends. So the important term is checkmate. So there is a difference between check and checkmate. Listen very carefully. So, and before that, let's revise some rules. Okay, so regarding king, so if there is a king, king can move only one squares. So these 8 squares is where king can move. So unfortunately my mouse is not proper today, so I think I cannot point it out well. I'll try my best. Okay, well, so these 8 squares is where you can choose one among these squares, but these squares should be safe, which means no opponent piece should control it. If opponent rook is controlling these 3 squares, then the king cannot go. Is the rule again, main important rule: king cannot go to a square which is controlled by the opponent. So generally the king can move here, but since the rook is attacking, you have to omit these squares. If you accident, it would become illegal. Okay, so that is the first point. Second thing, an attack to a king is called check. When, say for example, there is a knight here, okay, and then black has to make a move and black is making the rook move to g8. Now this is an attack to the rook, and we learned 3 concepts: how to escape an attack, move away, block, or capture the attacker. Not possible. Okay, blocking is also not possible. You can simply move the knight away and make it escape. Now same thing, let's take it, black has to play. Now white has escaped, black has to make a move, black is making this move. This is called check. Attack is to the king. Am I audible? Could everyone hear me and see properly? This is very important.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so be on mute everyone and listen.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
now, yeah, okay. So since the rook has moved here to the king, but we don't use the word attack, we use the word check. So now there is a check. Whenever there is a check in the tournament, your opponent will not open the mouth and say, he or tell you, it is you who have to find. If you make some other move for this, now this is illegal. You make 2 illegal, you lose the game. Because when under check, so earlier position was like this. King is under check. You have to make sure your king is escaping. You should forget all the other pieces. You are not allowed to make any other move except for protecting your king. Okay, so those are the 3 options. You escape out of a king escape out of a check. Move away. I can simply move away the check. I have to respond this. I cannot make any other move in the board. If I make some other move, then that is illegal. Okay, illegal means against the rules. Because we learned most important piece in the board. Okay, and then king cannot be left under check. If king is checkmated, if king is defeated, the game ends. Okay. If he is giving check again, then you cannot make any other move. You can only make your king escape. Okay, you can either move your king away and escape, or you can block the check with another piece and make your king escape, or you can capture whoever is attacking and you can escape. You have to do any one of these. Okay, wait, let's make one more example. So now black has to play. Okay, this move. Now the king cannot escape here. Remember, this d1 is under the enemy's attack. d2 is under enemy's attack. e2 is also under enemy's attack. If he has to escape, he has to only escape here. Or he can go to f2. f2 or f1. What if the black is responding like this? Again, here it's restricted. e2 he cannot go. e1, e2 he cannot go. Okay, if you accidentally put it here, that would be illegal. Okay, so be sure of the rules so that you don't make illegals. So now here it's not possible to stay here because the rook is attacking. Now you have to escape. Now he is giving a check like this. Again, this is a check. Okay, now these way to escape are all restricted. Okay, now you cannot escape here, you cannot escape here, you cannot be here in g5. All you have to do is move here. Okay, so now let's take black is making this move, and you have to make a move. If you have a legal move, you have to make a move even if you have a king. Okay, so now what happened? There is a check. Okay, first point you have to notice, there is a check. King cannot move anywhere and escape. There is no other piece to block this check. Example, if there is a rook, hypothetically if we say there is a rook, then you can block the check. But here that is not possible because there was not a rook like that. Okay, so there is no way to block. And who is the attacker here? This piece is the attacker, and there is no way for the white to capture this h6 and escape. So the king is under check. It cannot move and escape. It cannot block the attack. It cannot capture the attacker. Now this position is called checkmate. Okay, so the game ends here. There won't be any other move here. Okay. Position was like this. Black to play, and black made this move. Game over. So this is how we end the game. Now black won the game, white lost the game. Okay, so this is how a chess game would be. Okay, so when you deliver checkmate, when you give checkmate, and you have to call the arbiter and say black won the game, and they will note 1 for the black, 1 point, and 0 points for the white. Understood? So the difference between check and checkmate. Check means you can escape. Check means there is an attack. You check, you can move or block or capture and escape. And when you escape, the game continues. Checkmate means you cannot use any of these methods to escape, and you cannot escape the attack. When you cannot escape the attack, then the game ends. Whoever is giving the attack, giving the checkmate, whoever is delivering the checkmate, this is checkmate. They won the game, and whose king is under check, whose king is hopeless, that player loses the game. Any doubt in this? So can we start identifying, is it a check or checkmate? All you have to look who is attacking. Okay, and then move, block, capture. Can the king escape by moving to a safe square? Can you use any other piece to block the king? Safe, or is there any possibility to capture the attacker? If any one of it When the king is out of check, the game still continues. But the king is under check. These three you cannot do. Okay, you cannot move, you cannot block, you cannot capture. Then it is checkmate. The game ends. Got it? Any doubt? You can tell me fast so that I would help you.
Yes, ma'am.
And what doubt?
I didn't understand the check, ma'am.
Check means it's an attack to the king. Or king attack vacha the check.
Okay, ma'am.
See. This is a position. We will take this as a position.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So now from this position, white has to play. Okay, black has made some move. Let's imagine black has taken the king from c7 to b6 black vachirka. Okay, so this is now white has to move. So white is making this move. This is not a check because there is no attack to the king, because rook or control the king irundada attack, right? So here there is no attack. Now anyways he has to move. Black has to move. Black has to move. Let's say black is moving here. Now white has to play now. It is doing this. Okay, f6. F6 rook is attacking the king, which is called check. Attack to the king. The term is check. If the attack is for other pieces, we will use attack. But if then it is an alert. It is a check. Okay, so this is a check. Now the king cannot escape here because this rook is controlling. Remember, king cannot move to a square which is controlled by the opponent. Opponent is controlling these two squares. So king cannot move here. It cannot stay under attack. Now it has to move here. Now the white is making this. This is again a check. Okay, rook is giving check to the king because king can move and escape. Now this is checkmate. Because king has no legal moves, because all the squares are attacked by the enemy or controlled by the opponent, and there is no other piece to block this check. If I could put a knight or bishop here in this square, then I might have blocked the attack, but here it is not possible. There is okay, and there is no way to capture the attacker. Here the attacker, the one who is giving check, is f8 rook, and I have no way to capture this. So king literally cannot escape. When you speak about escape, move, block, capture, these three could not be. Now the game ends. Who won the game? White won. White wins the game. Black lost the game. Got it? So that is the difference. Check means attack to the king and king can escape. Checkmate means attack to the king, he cannot escape.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Do some thing, okay? Okay, we'll start with Leksha, but before that I will take a list of few people so that it's easy for me to call. Okay, Leksha, how do you give check to this king?
What, ma'am?
You have to give check to this e3 king.
Ma'am, we should go to f3.
No. You have to give check. Means you have to attack the king. Check is equal to attack, but only when it comes to king we use the word check. Okay, how do you attack?
Ma'am, the rook should come.
White king. White is our opponent.
Ma'am, rook should come to e7.
Yes, if rook comes to e7, now this is a check. Okay, now next person. Is this a check or checkmate? Can the king, the question you have to ask is, can the king escape or not? If the king could escape, then that is a check. Aldrin?
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm.
Check. Check.
Yeah, check. Why you are
Check,
telling
ma'am.
it check? Can it escape? Can the white escape if white has to play? Where will it escape?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Which square will it escape? Tell me the answer. Where, if you are playing white, where will you move your king?
F4, ma'am.
King to F4, then it escaped. Okay, be on mute. Very good. So now I hope you understood how to give a check, how to get out of a check if you are under attack. Okay, next. Let's take this as a position. Okay, now Isha, how will you give check to this king?
Rook to F7.
What will happen when we put rook to F7? That is a check, but then we are giving way for the king to escape. So one thing I will tell you now, which we will learn in the future classes. Okay, so when you have to give checkmate to your king, that too in these open positions, you have to make sure it's like video game. Okay, when you play so much space for your enemy, right? You will cut short all the spaces he can run away, he can escape. Okay, and then you throw him somewhere so that you strike him and then he could not escape. The same thing we are going to do here. Okay, so we have to minimize the space for the king escape so that we can force him to a corner and then deliver checkmate. Okay, so now which rook will you prefer? So it might be a bit advanced for you to hear, but it's easy. Okay, so which rook should you give check to? See, run, you chase your enemy, run, you chase your enemy, run. It's going to be a never ending circle. Okay, but you cut short all his escaping route and then you take him to only one route and then you strike him, you will win him, right? Did I make it?
Yes, ma'am.
Or was it so hard for every one of you to understand it? Did you understand what did I say? Okay, we have to limit the squares, Isha. He should not run away. So let's take this. Will happen. He cannot go anywhere to E rank, right? E file, sorry. E file. He can only escape in G file. Okay, so we cut short all these squares for him to escape. Understood? So now, if you are playing white, how do you escape? Hello, Isha.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so how will this white king?
The white king to G5.
Yes, he can only go to G5. Okay, so now who's the next one? Okay, Shanvika, how do you give a check here? Now he cannot go to F file. Okay, now you have to give a check. How do you give a check?
G8.
G7. G8 would be, I See, now you are controlling here as black. Why do you want to control? Now he can escape here and here. You are giving two options for him to escape. So if you constantly give him many options to escape, you will not end the game. Okay. So let's put it to G. Now king is under attack. This is called check. Okay. So this is check because the king can escape. If the king cannot escape the check, then it is checkmate. So check if this king can escape. If so, where will it escape? Ashvi?
H5.
Are you there, Kashvi?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Now the king is under check.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, last class we learned three things, right? Move, block, capture. So can it move away and escape? Where will the king move? Which is the safe square?
Ma'am, in half, ma'am, now only I joined, ma'am. In POS, I didn't join, ma'am, so I don't know what to do, ma'am.
That's fine. Okay, see, when you are under attack, you have to escape. Okay. Now just listen, get as much as you can and then reply. Now this white king is under attack. The rook can move like this, right? Rook moves in plus sign, and there the king is there, which means the king is under check. For other pieces, we will use the term attack. For king, if there is the term check. Okay, so now the king has to escape this. There are three ways to escape. The king can move to a safe square and escape. Now check if this king, which is on g5, has any safe square to move. And then tell me.
No,
You are
ma'am.
not on. Hmm?
Yes, ma'am.
Which is the safe square for this king, Kashvi? It's easy. You just have to.
Not getting, ma'am.
Okay, so you listen the class then. Anvika, can you answer?
H6.
H6 is one safe square. Very good. So now the king escaped. So was that a check or checkmate, Shanvika?
Check.
Was that a check or checkmate? Since the king escaped, the game continues. Okay, so you have to term only check. So now black is making this move. Okay, so now Shravan, how do you give a check?
Check.
Check means attack to the king. You have to attack the king.
Yeah, ma'am.
Rook எங்க மூவ் பண்ணுவ?
H1, ma'am. H6, ma'am.
Now what will happen if you move to H1? H1, H6, G6 la move பண்ண முடியாது. If you say G6, then he will immediately capture. You remember we learned king can capture a unsupported piece. So if there is an unsupported piece here, it won't go into any danger zone. So it can simply capture. Okay, H1 means you are giving a way for him to escape. So how else can we move the rook and give a check? So you have to find checkmate in one move.
Yeah, H8 ma'am, H6 ma'am.
இருக்கிறது 2 rook தான். So use that. அவனே சொல்லட்டுமா? You tell. You take time, think and tell. So question என்னன்னா, I'll tell it in Tamil for him. I'll later. Okay. So king இங்க இருக்கு. Okay, we have 2 pieces. Okay, now you have to check king can only move here and here. Okay, now இப்ப நீ வந்து ஒரு check கொடுக்கணும். check கொடுத்தா king எங்கேயும் escape ஆக கூடாது. இந்த move check கொடுத்தா king ஆல எங்கேயும் escape ஆக முடியாது. I was asking him to tell me a move wherein if he attacks the king, if he gives check to the king has no way to escape.
H8 ma'am.
Yes, H8. So you have to put the rook to H8. Is it check or checkmate? Is it check or checkmate?
Checkmate ma'am.
So everyone please be on mute and listen. Now this position is checkmate. Okay, because first thing there is a check to the king and then king cannot escape here, it cannot escape here, it cannot escape here, it cannot move here, it cannot move here because all these squares are controlled by the opponent. A rule king cannot move to a square which is controlled by the opponent. But king is under attack, king is under check. It cannot move anywhere to escape. There is no other piece to block the check here. And this rook is the attacker. Rook is what giving the. There is no way to capture the rook. Rook h8, there is no way to capture. Okay, so now this position is checkmate. Okay, after the black moves to h8, will tell the arbiter that he won the game. Arbiter will, you have to keep the position like that. They will come and check the position and they will put 1 for black and 0 for white. Okay, so now let's do a quick round of identifying if it is a check or. So check, attack, escape. He can escape. Checkmate, there is an attack, but he cannot escape.
Excuse me, ma'am. Your voice is breaking.
No, I didn't speak now. Now only I'm speaking. Okay, just give me a second. Mouse. Okay, Shravan, is this a check or checkmate? Shravan?
Check, ma'am.
Check or.
I'm check, ma'am.
Check, very good, because he can escape. There are safe squares for the king. I can put the king here and escape. So that is check. And if it is check, when the king escapes, the game continues. Okay. Achcho. Okay, Shanvika, is this a check or checkmate?
Check.
Yes, it is check. Okay, because the king can escape and the game continues. Okay, the other player will play, you will play, and all. So it is check. Okay, very good. Next, Lakeshire, is this a check or checkmate?
Ma'am, this is a check.
This is
A check.
okay. Yes, because the king can escape. If it is black's turn to play, he just can move and escape. Okay, very good. Next. Something wrong. I'm not using a mouse. That is why all these things are happening. Okay. So now, Aldrin, is this a check or checkmate?
Check, ma'am.
Check. Where can
Ma'am,
oh,
king B1, ma'am.
very good. Super. If the king moves to B1, it is away from the attack. B1 is a safe square. Super. Next. Okay. Isha, is this a check or checkmate?
Check, ma'am. Is this a check, ma'am?
Where can the king escape?
No, ma'am, it's a checkmate.
Yes, this is a checkmate because king cannot escape. The game ends here. Okay, there is no continuation. After the moment queen comes to A2, this is checkmate. Okay. Next. Anirudh, is this a check or checkmate?
Check, ma'am.
Where will the king escape?
Ma'am, the king will escape the.
In the square ku move பண்ண
Ma'am, H8, ma'am.
H8 ல தான் king இருக்கு. Where should it escape? Queen is attacking. Where should the king escape? What are the three ways of escaping? Move, block, capture. First, use move. Where can it move and escape? It has to move to a safe square. The opponent. Is there any safe square for the king?
No, ma'am.
All you have to do is check one square around the king. It's very easy. King can move only one step in all direction. Check all the squares around the king. One square next to the king. Is it safe or not? What are the four squares around the king? Name them. Anirudh.
A, B, C,
ABCD
D.
எங்கேருந்துடா வந்தது? Where is the king? Which square?
H8, ma'am.
King is in H8. One square around H8 is which squares? கிங்குக்கு பக்கத்துல இருக்கிற ஸ்கொயர் என்னென்ன ஸ்கொயர்ஸ் நேம் பண்ணு. You can take this square.
H6.
H7.
H6.
Only one square. H6 அப்படி போகும். King cannot jump, right? Except for I'll teach. Only one square around the king. You have to now tell the one square in another direction. That's it. This square, that's it, right? So in the moon square la, in these three squares, which squares are not attached? Find that. White control பண்ணாத squares சொல்லுங்க.
G8 and
G8 is safe because the queen is not controlling, the rook is not controlling. So G8 is safe. G7 safe?
No, ma'am.
G7 is not safe. Now is H7 safe?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So how many squares are safe squares? 2 squares.
Yes, ma'am.
Now can you move the king anywhere? Yes, you can. So to which square you want to move the king?
G7, ma'am.
G7. That's illegal. G7 is controlled by the white queen. King will not move to a square which is controlled by the opponent. This is not a safe square. Only these two squares are safe. You can either put the king here or you can put it to H7. Now the king attack and escape. So that was a check. Okay, got it? So that's how you have to identify. Okay, so we'll ask Leksha. Leksha, what are the 3 ways to escape an attack? Leksha?
Yes, ma'am.
What are the 3 ways to escape an attack?
Block the attack. Block the attacker.
Okay.
Escape the.
Block it. Then?
Escape the attacker.
Hey, escape by what? We are only speaking about escape. What are the 3 words?
Block.
Okay.
Escape.
No.
Capture.
The title is how will you escape an attack? Okay, be on mute. Isha, can you tell? Isha, tell. Others listen.
Yes. Move, block, capture, ma'am. Move,
yes.
Block, capture.
Very good. The attack and escape. Or you block with another piece and escape. Or you capture the attacker and escape. Okay? So for escaping, we have 3 options. Move, block, capture. Okay, Shravan, if my king is under check and I could not escape by these 3 methods, my king is under check, but I could not escape. So what is the name for it?
Checkmate, ma'am.
Yes, checkmate. Okay. So be on mute, everyone. Checkmate. Because the king is under attack, that is called check, and then the king escapes the attack. Can either move away and escape, or it can block and escape, or it can capture and escape. So since it escaped, the game will still continue. Okay, so if the white king escapes, play. and then white will play, and then black will play. But if the white king is under attack and white king could not escape, that is checkmate. For escaping, we have these three options: moving away, or blocking, or capturing. If the king, whoever is under attack, could not do any one of these things and he could not escape, then the game ends. Okay, chalo, bye. Actually, I have put the video in the playlist of how to escape an attack. So, Kashvi, you can go through that. Okay, so there was some back end problem earlier I was facing. Actually, I was in a hospital. This now only everything was like fine with me. Now I have to check all the recordings, whatever got recorded or not, and only then I can do something. And meanwhile, we had some issue with YouTube and this thing. So anyway, that is. I'll try to put the video as fast as I can. Okay, bye. But you have the video of move block. I mean, move block capture. You have a video. You can check it in the group discussion. Okay, it's it would be wait. Yeah, it's there. How to escape an attack. Okay, so there is a video. You can watch that, Kashvi. Okay, and everyone, others whoever missed last class can watch that video. Okay, bye.
Bye, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Bye, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye.